This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Speak English with a British Accent podcast. In this week's show, we're looking at ways we can upgrade our vocab from basic to brilliant. Elevate your cafe chat, small talk and emotional expressions with some advanced phrases and vocab. Let's take a listen. Section 1. Upgrade your English. Sound brilliantly British. Let's elevate your daily vocabulary from basic to brilliant British English. You're in a cafe. There's the low hum of conversation, the smell of roasted coffee beans, and a barista who looks like they've done 3 all-nighters in a row. Now, you could simply say, "I really like this coffee," but to sound subtly sophisticated, like you were born within walking distance of Waitrose, try, "I'm rather fond of this blend." That's the secret of sounding more British. Understatement, precision, and a touch of polish. Here are a few more swaps to sprinkle into your daily caffeine rituals. 1. The basic, "I like this coffee," upgraded, "I'm rather fond of this blend." Practice. "I'm rather fond of this blend. It's got a lovely smoothness to it." Again. "I'm rather fond of this blend. It's got a lovely smoothness to it." So, rather. This has got the long R, ra, and a soft the. Rather. Fond of. Fond of, we link together, and then we use the weak form of, which sounds like of. Fond of. Blend. Make sure you use the clear E sound and don't turn it into bland. Blend. Basic number 2. "This cake is very good." Upgraded. "This cake is absolutely delicious." Or, even posher, "This cake is exquisite." Practice. "This cake is exquisite, so light and buttery." Again. "This cake is exquisite, so light and buttery." So some tips. Delicious, delicious. Schwa for that first vowel, and that short I in the second syllable. Delicious. Exquisite, exquisite, stress the middle syllable. It's a crisp exquise. Exquisite, exquisite. Basic number 3. "It's too hot." Can be upgraded to "It's a bit on the warm side." Or, even more British, "It's rather warm, isn't it?" Let's practice. "It's a bit on the warm side. I might let it cool for a moment." Again. "It's a bit on the warm side. I might let it cool for a moment." Pronunciation guide. Rather, rather. Again that long R, ra-ther. Don't turn that TH in the middle to a D sound. It's not rather, rather. Isn't it? Isn't it? We want to connect that so it runs smoothly together. Isn't it? Isn't it? Note, British understatement often uses a bit, rather, or slightly to soften the tone. Basic phrase number 4. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Can be upgraded to I could do with something to eat. Or polite understatement, I'm feeling a bit peckish. So let's practice. I'm feeling a bit peckish. Shall we grab a sandwich? Again, I'm feeling a bit peckish. Shall we grab a sandwich? What's your pronunciation on peckish? Peckish. It's that short e in peck and a very clear k sound in the middle. Peckish. Could do with, link together, could do with, could do with. Note, peckish is delightfully British. It's mildly hungry, not starving. Basic phrase number 5. That's nice. Can be upgraded to that's rather lovely, or slightly more refined, that's absolutely charming. Let's practice. That's rather lovely. Where did you get it? Again. That's rather lovely. Where did you get it? Pronunciation tips to listen out for. Lovely. It's got that short sound at the beginning. Lovely. Lovely. Make sure we got a clear v in the middle there. And charming, charming. Ch, ch, charming. Long R sound in the middle. Charming. Note, lovely is used constantly in British English for people, for food, weather, and even emails. And basic phrase number 6, it's very busy in here, can be upgraded to it's absolutely heaving in here. Or polite observation, it's rather bustling today. Let's practice. It's absolutely heaving in here. Shall we find a quieter spot? Again. It's absolutely heaving in here. Shall we find a quieter spot? So heaving pronunciation, heaving. It's got a very long E sound at the beginning. Heaving. And bustling. That T in the middle is pretty much silent. And a short at the beginning. Bustling. Bustling. Not bustling. Bustling. Note, heaving is informal but perfectly British. It means crowded, packed, full of people. So, next time you're at a cafe, try slipping one of these phrases into conversation. You'll sound effortlessly refined, the kind of person who says flat white instead of coffee with milk. And if you'd like to take that refinement a step further and master how to pronounce each phrase the RP way, every vowel, every rhythm, every delicate shade of rather, you'll find that inside the British Accent Bundle. learningbritishaccent.com/bundle. It's your voice, just beautifully British.
This podcast is brought to you by Wise, the app for international people using money around the globe. With Wise, you can send, spend, and receive up to 40 currencies with only a few simple taps. Plus, Wise won't add hidden fees to your transfer, whether you're paying bills in the local currency back home or receiving pounds, rupees, or yen from loved ones overseas. You'll get the mid-market exchange rate with no extra markups. Join 15 million customers and download the Wise app today or visit wise.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Section 2. Polite British upgrades. How to disagree without sounding rude. So, this time, you're in a meeting. Someone suggests painting the office lime green. Now you could say, that's a bad idea. But if you'd rather keep your job and your reputation for being frightfully polite, you might say instead, I'm not entirely convinced that's wise. Welcome to the delicate art of British disagreement, where you can completely disagree with someone without them even noticing. I've got 6 delightfully polite ways to sound firm but charming. Basic number 1, that's wrong. That's wrong. Upgraded, we could say, That might not be entirely accurate. So let's practice. That might not be entirely accurate. I think the report said something else. Again, that might not be entirely accurate. I think the report said something else. So, some pronunciation tips to look out for. Might not be. We link it all together to one effortless word. Might not be. Might not be. Entirely. Entirely. So we could stretch this out to entirely. Entirely. Depends if you want to emphasize a point. And accurate. Accurate. Short A, accurate. And then we've got this y sound in there. Accurate. So this is British code for you're absolutely wrong, but let's remain civil. Basic phrase number 2, I don't like it. Now upgraded, we could say, it's not quite to my taste. So let's practice. It's not quite to my taste, but I can see why others like it. Again, it's not quite to my taste, but I can see why others like it. Okay, so quite is light. Short t sound in there. Quite. Taste. Now this has got the long A diphthong. Taste. Now, not quite to my taste is peak British diplomacy. It's elegant, mild, and practically wrapped in lace. Basic phrase number 3, you're wrong. Now, upgraded, we could say, I'm not sure that's entirely the case. Let's practice. I'm not sure that's entirely the case. Perhaps we could double check. So, I'm not sure. We might want to emphasize the not to make a point. I'm not sure. Now, this phrase is brilliant for meetings, debates, or any situation where blunt honesty would ruin lunch. Basic phrase number 4, that's a bad idea. Could be upgraded to, I'm not convinced that's the best approach. Let's practice. I'm not convinced that's the best approach. Maybe there's another way. Again, I'm not convinced that's the best approach. Maybe there's another way. So, convinced, it's got that short I. Convinced. And it's a st sound at the end. Convinced. Approach. So we've got that schwa at the beginning. Approach. Basic phrase number 5. That's stupid. Upgraded, we could say, I'm not sure that's terribly sensible. So let's practice. I'm not sure that's terribly sensible. It might cause more problems later. Again, I'm not sure that's terribly sensible. It might cause more problems later. Okay, so terribly. It's that light R. Don't roll them. Terribly. 3 syllables. Blee at the end. Terribly. And sensible. Short E. Sensible. Soft S. Sensible. Add terribly or awfully to soften criticism. The irony is it makes you sound terribly polite. And basic phrase number 6, I disagree. Upgraded, you could say, I see your point, though I might approach it differently. So let's practice. I see your point, though I might approach it differently. Again, I see your point, though I might approach it differently. So we link the though and I, though I, so it might sound as though there's a bit of a w sound in there. Though I. And approach it, we link as well. Approach it. Approach it. Now this one works wonders. You're acknowledging the other person and politely rejecting their entire argument. So British politeness is less about what you say and more about how you say it. Softening phrases, not entirely, perhaps, I'm not sure, allows you to disagree without a single ripple of offence. Try dropping one or two of these into your next conversation and you'll sound composed, courteous and quietly confident. And if you'd like to polish your pronunciation to match, mastering that subtle intonation that makes "I'm not sure" sound impossibly poised, it's all inside the British Accent Bundle. Your voice but impeccably British at learningbritishaccent.com/bundle.
This podcast is brought to you by Wise, the app for international people using money around the globe. With Wise, you can send, spend, and receive up to 40 currencies with only a few simple taps. Plus, Wise won't add hidden fees to your transfer, whether you're paying bills in the local currency back home or receiving pounds, rupees, or yen from loved ones overseas. You'll get the mid-market exchange rate with no extra markups. Join 15 million customers and download the Wise app today or visit wise.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Section 3. Emotional expression, calmly passionate, the British way. So this is the third section of elevating your daily vocab from basic to brilliant British English. So you're feeling something, happiness, irritation, or perhaps mild despair, but you don't want to sound like you've just downed 6 espressos. Instead of bluntly stating your feelings, a British speaker often uses subtle, precise vocabulary that expresses emotion without theatrics. So I've got 6 ways to take your basic feelings and make them sound polished, polite, and distinctly RP. Basic phrase number 1, I'm angry. Now we can upgrade this to I'm rather irritated, or perhaps slightly posher, I'm quite put out. So let's practice. I'm rather irritated by the delay. I hope it won't last much longer. Again. I'm rather irritated by the delay. I hope it won't last much longer. So, irritated. So we've got that clear t sound in there. Don't use a d sound. It's not irritated, irritated. And put out is linked softly. Put out. Put out. Note, mild irritation is often expressed with understatement. British anger is controlled, not explosive. Basic phrase number 2, I'm happy. Upgraded to I'm absolutely delighted, or slightly posher, I'm thoroughly pleased. So let's practice. I'm thoroughly pleased with how the project turned out. Again. I'm thoroughly pleased with how the project turned out. So, delighted is very bright, light, delighted. Thoroughly, thoroughly, 3 syllables, thoroughly. That short in there, thoroughly. Enthusiasm in RP is tempered with words like thoroughly or absolutely. It's never super happy. Basic phrase number 3, I'm sad, can be upgraded to I'm a little disheartened, or even more subtle, I'm somewhat downcast. So let's practice. I'm somewhat downcast about the news, but I'll manage. And again, I'm somewhat downcast about the news, but I'll manage. So, disheartened. We've got that long R in the middle. Disheartened. And downcast. Down. We've got that long ow. Downcast. Make sure we hear that t at the end. Don't miss off those final consonant sounds. Downcast. Do note that British sadness is often understated and reflective. Basic phrase number 4, I'm surprised, can be upgraded to I'm rather taken aback, or slightly posher, I must say I wasn't expecting that. So let's practice. I'm rather taken aback. What an unexpected turn of events. Again. I'm rather taken aback. What an unexpected turn of events. So, taken aback, we stress the second syllable of aback. So it's that schwa at the beginning, back. Taken aback. And must say is linked naturally together. Must say. Must say. So we almost lose that t sound in the middle. Must say. Note, surprise is expressed politely and with a touch of restraint. Basic phrase number 5, I'm tired, upgraded to I'm a bit exhausted, or even subtler, I feel rather drained. So let's practice. I feel rather drained after today. I might retire early. Again. I feel rather drained after today. I might retire early. So, exhausted, exhausted. We've got that long or sound in the middle. Exhausted. And drained, drained. We've got that diphthong in the middle. Drained, drained. And basic phrase number 6, I'm worried, can be upgraded to I'm somewhat concerned, or even more polished, I'm a touch uneasy about this situation. So let's practice. I'm somewhat concerned about the timing. We should plan carefully. Again, I'm somewhat concerned about the timing. We should plan carefully. So, concerned, concerned. We've got the in concerned. And we do tend to put more stress on that second syllable, concerned. And uneasy, uneasy. Again, the stress falls on the second syllable, uneasy. Anxiety or worry is often downplayed in RP, giving the impression of measured composure. So are we noticing a pattern? British emotional expression is controlled, precise and understated. You don't just say, I'm angry, you calibrate it, rather irritated, a touch uneasy, somewhat downcast. Try practicing one of these upgraded phrases today. Your friends might not even realising you're elevating your vocabulary, but they'll definitely notice how effortlessly refined you sound. For full RP pronunciation guidance on every sound, it's all inside the British Accent Bundle. learningbritishaccent.com/bundle.
This podcast is brought to you by Wise, the app for international people using money around the globe. With Wise, you can send, spend, and receive up to 40 currencies with only a few simple taps. Plus, Wise won't add hidden fees to your transfer, whether you're paying bills in the local currency back home or receiving pounds, rupees, or yen from loved ones overseas. You'll get the mid-market exchange rate with no extra markups. Join 15 million customers and download the Wise app today or visit wise.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Section 4. Small talk and weather chat, from it's nice to remarkably mild for October. So here's the final section in my Upgrading Your Vocab series. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you'd like to hear more. For my final upgrade, let's talk British small talk, focusing here on the weather, of course. So instead of blandly saying, it's nice weather, you can sound far more refined by saying, it's remarkably mild for October. So let's go into our 6 ways to upgrade your everyday chatter while sounding effortlessly British. So basic phrase number 1 was, it's nice weather, and upgraded to, it's remarkably mild for October. So let's practice. It's remarkably mild for October, hardly a hint of frost yet. So remarkably, a long R sound, remarkably. And mild is not mild, mild. We've got a diphthong in there, mild. Brits love understatement. Remarkably mild implies a warm surprise without overdoing it. Basic phrase number 2, it's cold. Upgraded to, it's rather chilly today. Or a polished alternative, quite brisk this morning, isn't it? So let's practice. It's rather chilly today. I should have worn my scarf. Again, it's rather chilly today. I should have worn my scarf. So chilly, ch, soft ch, chilly, but a clear l in there, chilly. And brisk, we've got a short I, but a crisp sk, brisk. So mild cold is expressed with words like chilly or brisk, never just cold. Basic phrase number 3, it's raining a lot. Upgraded to, it's pouring down, or even subtler, it's rather wet out there, isn't it? So let's practice. It's rather wet out there. I hope your umbrella held up. Again. It's rather wet out there. I hope your umbrella held up. So, pouring down, pouring down. Get that ing sound correct. It's not pouring, pouring, pouring down. And rather wet, rather wet. Link them two together. Rather wet. And make sure it's a w for wet, not vet. Rather vet, wrong. Rather wet. So do note in British small talk, rain is rarely just bad. It's described in a nuanced, understated way. And don't forget your classic, it's raining cats and dogs. Basic phrase number 4, it's sunny. Can be upgraded to, the sun's shining quite nicely. Or a polished alternative could be, we're enjoying a rather pleasant spell of sunshine. So let's practice. We're enjoying a rather pleasant spell of sunshine, perfect for a short walk. Again. We're enjoying a rather pleasant spell of sunshine, perfect for a short walk. So pleasant, pleasant. So that S has more of a Z sound in it, pleasant. Spell, spell. This is crisp and short, spell. Brits often comment on sunshine politely, even if it is just fleeting. Basic phrase number 5, it's windy. Upgraded to, it's blustery today. Or a polished alternative, there's quite a brisk wind blowing. So let's practice. There's quite a brisk wind blowing. Hold on to your hat. Again, there's quite a brisk wind blowing. Hold on to your hat. So, blustery, blustery. Stress that first syllable. Blustery. And there's a soft t in there. Don't forget it. Blustery. And brisk wind. Brisk wind. There's short vowels in here. And crisp consonants. Brisk wind. And our final basic phrase is, it's hot. It's hot. Upgraded to, it's unusually warm today. It's unusually warm today. Or a polished alternative, we're experiencing quite a mild spell for the season. So let's practice. We're experiencing quite a mild spell for the season. Very pleasant indeed. We're experiencing quite a mild spell for the season. Very pleasant indeed. So, unusually. So we put a slight stress on that second syllable, unusually. Mild spell, remember it's not mild, mild. We've got a soft duh at the end, which we do want to hear, mild spell. So next time you make small talk about the weather, try swapping one or two of these phrases in. It'll instantly make your conversation sound more sophisticated, charming, and unmistakably British. So that brings us to the end of yet another episode. Hopefully you've got a few more British phrases to add to your repertoire to sound more beautifully British. Now, while I've got your attention, why not get my British accent courses at learningbritishaccent.com/bundle. And in my British accent bundle, you get not one, but 2 courses, which will get you speaking British English by Christmas morning. Have a great week, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.